What up, guys? Chris Braun here. Here is an in the bag for the 2025 season. So I am using a grip bag, all black, and the putter of choice for the 2025 season is a Exo Hard Logic, a 3301. Pretty much just a dead straight putter that fades a little bit at the end. And I only have one throwing putter, which is a P3X. It's a 3203. These are the S-line plastics, so they kind of just beat up pretty quickly. So these kind of just go dead straight with a little bit of fade to the left at the end on a backhand. And then my first mid is an MD3, a 5501. This MD3, as you can see, is very beat up, so this one just goes dead straight. No fade to the left or right on a righty backhand. And my second mid is an MD1 from Discmania. Pretty sure the settings are like a 5600. Basically dead straight, but this is I'll throw it flat mid and it will fade to the right if I throw it on the backhand. So just a turnover mid, always good to have. And then I have a Negative Discs Ritual, pretty much dead straight with a little bit of fade to the left at the end on a righty backhand. So a little bit overstable. Then we have a just Buzz OS Classic 5403. This one's a little bit more beat up, so it just has a little bit more fade at the very end, and this is mostly just a forehand disc for me for like just a little flex mid or just a flat to a little bit overstable approach mid. And I bag two MD5s. This S-Line MD5 right here is a 5304, same as this one, but this one is a lot more beat up, and this one just goes dead straight on a forehand and just fades a tiny bit at the end. And this one, this MD5 right here, C-line plastic, this fades a whole lot more at the end, and I hardly throw it on a forehand anymore because it's so overstable. So this is kind of just a turn over and then like flex out righty backhand mid. They both go nowhere. So then I have, for my approach discs, my putt and approach ones, are Tactics. I have two of them. This one is the Eagle McMahon Razor Claw 3. I forgot what plastic this is. I just call the freaking see-through one see-through plastic. But this is Exo Hard plastic. It's been thrown a couple of times, and it's already pretty much just dead straight. Mainly a forehand disc, and I'm hoping to get the new drops so that they can kind of replace some of these Tactics, because these are really only forehand discs and not backhand ones. The new drops are supposed to basically do the same thing. It's like a zone, but from Discmania. So this one's a bit more overstable, and then this one's just dead straight and will stick a little bit more in the taller grass because of the plastic. Okay, let's move on to fairways. Well, let's just do 7 speeds. So my 7-speed of choice is the FD1. This is a first run. I'm pretty sure the settings are like 7402 or a 7502. This one is pretty much dead straight and has a little bit of flip up, but then we'll have a hard hook at the very end. And then this one is just pretty beefy. Basically, we'll throw it dead flat, and then it'll fade a bit at the end. And then I only have just this TD. Pretty cool swirly Discmania plastic. Very flippy disc. This is a flippy 10 speed. Forgot what the settings were. But basically, I only throw this disc on a forehand on hyzer and just have it flip up to flat. So, like, if I'm, like, kind of stuck in the woods and I can't really, like, reach out somewhere to throw a far shot and all I can do is just move my arm, this thing will flip up every time and just get me the distance I need. So then we have 3 PDs. I have 2 C-line PDs. This one is basically just in the bag because of memories. And this one's a meat hook. So is this one, but you always have to have 2 because the practice rounds. And what's cool about this one is that this one was the just absolutely pierced shot on the Junior Worlds round 1 back 9 coverage at the first like 8 seconds of the video. Both of them basically just super beefy with pretty decent glide for the beef. And then I have a Colton Montgomery Last Howl dead straight PD. Will fade a bit at the end to the left, and that's basically it. Just pretty dead straight. So then we have 2 PD2s. I'm trying to work both of them into the bag. They are both 12.404. Really beefcake. They are just like in the woods. I need a turnover shot that will flex out immediately. Super beefy. But I'm hoping this S-line plastic helps it beat up pretty faster, so I can start throwing them on relatively like just flat shots with pretty insane fade at the end. I want them to be like a force, basically. Like a good seasoned force. Okay, here are the distance drivers. Let me get these out. Okay, so we got a DD3 at C-line, 12.5 -1.3. This is a the C-line plastic. So this one actually has been in the bag for like the entire 2024 season. And this is super understable. So like if I'm needing to just absolutely nuke one, I'll throw this thing on crazy hyzer and it'll flip up and turn over and then just fade back at the end. Or I can just basically throw it slight and hyzer and it's just a roller, basically. This thing is so understable and beat up. But definitely a good disc to have in the bag. Then I have 2 of these in the bag. But this is a Eagle McMahon Cloudbreaker Horizon plastic. Pretty beefy. Basically flies like a newer Halo Destroyer. But, yeah. This one and so is the other one. I'll throw them flat to slight ante. It'll flex a little bit and then just come right back out. And it's just perfect for those windy days. They'll cut straight through the wind like the wind isn't even there at all. So money. And then the best for last, Innova Calvin Heimberg Destroyer. This is my forehand disc. So I'll throw this on basically just a flat angle and it'll fade on a forehand, righty forehand. It'll fade to the left and it'll come right back out. And it's just basically a little bit beefcake. But if I need to nuke one, I can. Probably goes around 450 max. But on a backhand, this thing is like, it's just money. Like distance Junior Worlds this is the main disc for that. So thank you guys for watching the 2025 in the bag.